So the next concept I want us to look at is the concept of handling errors in JavaScript. So we have JavaScript error and we look at try catch block. So sometimes when you create a program or a software, you want to be able to handle the errors gracefully, so that when the user is using your application and there is some error within the application, let's say there is network error, or the users entered a wrong input, or maybe some code fails within your program, how should you handle those errors so that you display the relevant message to the user to understand what is going on in your program, instead of throwing some random errors which the user cannot understand. So, and that's how we want to be able to handle these errors. So in JavaScript, we normally use the try catch blocks to handle the code which will throw an error, or which we think might throw an error. Alright, so to demonstrate that, you can see that on this website it is explained here that the try statement defines a code block to run or to try. Then the catch statement defines code block to handle any errors in case there is one. Okay, then we have another statement called the finally, which defines a code block to run regardless of the result. Then we have the throw statement, which defines the custom error. So let us take an example in our code, and this will be the last one before we call it a class for today. So to demonstrate the concept of error handling, allow me to delete this switch code. Okay, and I'm going to say to change the values in value 1. So in value 1 I'm going to put 0. In value 2 I'm going to leave it to 7. And then now let us run this program. You can see the program runs very well and it executes very well up to this point. But now let me create an error intentionally. Okay, I want to intentionally create an error in this program so that it fails. So I'm going to say constant, I'm going to declare constant variable here called division is equals to value 1, not even value 1, but value 2 divided by value 1. Okay, then I'm gonna print and say console dot log and say the division of value 1 the division of value 2 by value 1 is the division result, is the division. Alright, so I'm going to save this. So when you look at this code here, you will see that it is going to throw an error. Why is it going to throw an error? Because we know in mathematics it is wrong to divide by 0. So when you divide any number by 0, even on your calculator, it gives you an error, or it says undefined or indefinite, something like that. So when you divide this one, you're expecting that the program is going to crash. And let's see it. So it gives you infinity here, and infinity basically it is an error. So when the user sees this one, it does not understand. Maybe the user is trying to divide 0 by 1 and they're getting infinity, so they wonder what's wrong with their program. Is it even working well? So to handle this such kind of errors, then how can we handle them? Or even let me say I'm trying to divide value 2 by an non-existent variable value. So when I rerun the program, it fails. So when you try to look at the console here, the user is going to see this kind of error, and the user does not understand code. So the user will not understand what does this thing mean. So it is upon you as a programmer to be able to handle such kind of errors in case they happen. So to handle these errors, we can take this code that we think will throw an error and we wrap it within try block. So we are going to say we use the try keyword, and then within the try block we put in this code, and even this one here. And then so this code here is suspicious. We suspect that it might throw an error, so we put it within this try block, and in case there is an error, we catch that error using the catch keyword. So when we catch the error, what do? We can tell the user console.log incorrect. Maybe we tell them incorrect error or incorrect input or invalid input, something like that, that the user can understand and be aware of. So when we try to run the program again, you can see the program runs successfully instead of crashing. So it runs successfully and it tells the user incorrect inputs. So the user will understand that maybe there is some inputs that have entered that are wrong, or you can modify this message the way you want it to appear to the user. And so that's how we can handle errors using the try catch block. And this, the reason as to why I'm demonstrating this is because it will be very much relevant when we look at how to create APIs and how to create some front end using React. Any question up to here? Any query? Alright, so if there's no any question, let me pause this clip.